What's up YouTube, it's Cinetech Ninja back at it again with another video, and today we'll be comparing the Harman Kardon Onyx Studio 7 against the Sony SRS-XG500. And I already did a full review on both of these speakers, even though the Studio 7 review is pretty old. But if you want to see the full reviews in a way, I will leave the link down in the description below. So without further ado, let's get onto the comparison. Let's get the specs out the way. Start off with the Sony, which claims up to 30 hours of battery life with a 10,800 mAh battery. But when the volume is set to 100% with the lights turned on and mega bass mostly turned off, I'm able to get 10 hours and 6 minutes, which is the best I've tested so far. The XG500 is rated Bluetooth 5.0, which I'm able to get around 110 feet in range, while supporting audio codecs of SVC, AAC, and Sony's own LDAC, which is the highest audio codec that you can get, but it has the least stable connection. It's not terrible, but you do hear interruptions every blue moon. When it comes to the IP rating, it is rated IP66 dust and water resistant, so you cannot submerge this speaker, but it can take a huge splash. Also, you can pair up to 100 Sony Party Connect speakers together. Harman Kardon advertises up to 8 hours of battery life for the Onyx Studio 7, but when the volume is set between 50 to 60%, which is not that high, I'm only able to get on average 4 hours and 30 minutes, and 1 hour and 30 minutes when the volume is set to max, which means that this speaker battery is certified garbage. The Studio 7 is rated Bluetooth 4.2. which means I'm only able to get around 80 feet in range while supporting audio codecs of SVC and AAC. So lip sync is a big issue. And it does not have a IP rating, but it does have waterproof parts. And in my testing, it can take some water. Pairing protocol, you can only pair this to one other Onyx Studio 7. When it comes to like pairing multiple speakers, the Sony is the way to go. The use case nerds of the speakers, they are completely different. The Studio 7 is a luxury speaker with a fabric wrap body and a anodized die-cast aluminum handle that wraps around the entire speaker, which gives you a look like no other. So it is meant to be used throughout your home or outside on your patio, giving you smooth balanced sound with rich deep bass that is unmatched by anyone. As far as the Sony, this is a boombox that is meant to kickstart your small parties with a futuristic design with RGB pass radars on the sides that you can customize through the Sony Music Center app and the Festival app. With a 1/4-inch mic and guitar input on the back, 2 USB-A out ports to charge your phone and your friend's phone to keep the party going. Not to mention, if someone has a Sony Party Connect speaker, you can just add to the fun. As you know, it is time for the sound test, but before you go forward, let me inform you. So there will be 3 parts in the sound test. First will be indoors between 50 to 60% to represent average listening volumes. Then 100% indoors to get the maximum potential from each speaker. And then 100% outdoors AC mode to see how these speakers will react in a party. So please put on your headphones for the best sound experience and let the sound test begin.
no good. I'm brushing the weight of you, the weight of you, of my shoulders. Doing my cigarette, when all the smoke is clear. I'm brushing the weight of you, the weight of you, the weight of you. I need an old man.
You don't like the lights, but it's camera time. Said take the picture, but you rolled your eyes. Now I'm mortified and still terrorized. Push me behind to get me from my better side. I wanna push you back, but that's all you want. Wanna rub me up, I'm holding back. Tryna get me framed for me in cuffs. Said I attacked you, that's just a false truth. No need to argue, and yeah, I've had enough. You follow me anywhere I try to be alone. I find you're there. There's more to me everywhere I try to go alone. I find you're there. You follow me anywhere I try to be alone. I find you're there. Oh, there's more to me anywhere I try to be alone. I find you're there. I find you there.
We are back for that sound test, so hopefully y'all enjoyed that. Moving forward, the Studio 7 did pretty good against the Sony for its size. Oh yeah! Although the mids aren't as pushed forward. When it comes to the clarity, the highs are pretty laid back, but at the same time, it offers you enough clarity for you to be satisfied. Going on to the deep bass, from 43 Hz down to 32 Hz, the Studio 7 will vigorously shake your table and travel along through the floors, especially in smaller rooms with thicker walls. Even though it can distort quite a bit when you press it above 70% when playing bass heavy music. It's not terrible, but you definitely will notice it. Which leads me to the Sony, which takes the cake by being much louder and having a much bigger soundstage due to the driver's bigger size. Although the highs is certainly lacking above 65%, which makes the music overall sound dull. But when it comes to the mids, it does a great job capturing and portraying singers' voices with great amount of detail.
That is the least fancy thing I have ever heard.
And it has a nice amount of upper bass, which gives you that pop, along with the mid bass, which gives it the music that fullness, you know, that warm some hug. But when it comes to the deep bass, it is there and it's pretty good. But 65%, like I said, and as far as the highs, it is lacking. It just goes away, which makes the movie theater-like experience pretty bad, which brings me to my conclusion. These speakers are made for two completely different reasons. One is a luxury speaker, while the other one is a party speaker. The Harman Kardon is great at being a luxury speaker because it has a great design, great sound performance, and a relatively small form factor that you can take it throughout your home. The one major problem I have is the battery. 3250 milliamps that takes 4 hours and 45 minutes to charge from dead to full with a huge AC adapter instead of utilizing the USB Type-C service port on the back, but you can't service this port because it doesn't have an app, which basically means that it collects dust for a living. When it comes to the Sony, it is great at being a boombox, but at the same time, it's not. By having all of the bells and whistles that you need, but the sound performance above 65% is lacking because the highs aren't really there to back the speaker up, along with the deep bass. And for $365, I gotta say that this speaker is not overpriced. It's just a bit steep. But if you don't want to pay that price, you don't have to by buying a speaker refurbished on Amazon for $169.99 as of this time, which is the same price of the Harman Kardon brand new. And if it was me and my money, well, as you see, I have both. I would go with the Sony. Yeah, you're not getting the beautiful looks and the incredible deep bass. However, you're getting a overall more usable speaker that you can have, more functions with. So that will do it for this video. I thank y'all so much for watching. And I'm doing a rematch against the Sony versus the Boombox 2 and a upcoming video using the Power Amp EQ to fully utilize the speaker the best way that I can. So I thank y'all so much for watching. This has been the Send It Tech Ninja. I'll catch you next video. Peace out.